watching Full Day on Signature TV. And joining me now via Zoom is Izuchukwu Opueke, a journalist, as we look at the media and challenges of democracy. Izuchukwu, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Izuchukwu,
Yes,
glad
so
to know
here.
you have
Good
joined us.
Thank you.
Okay, so would you say that the media is still the watchdog of our society?
Yes, I would say, despite all that has happened for some time, I would still say yes, they are still watchdog. So what I can only say is that sometimes somehow the role of the watchdog is being stifled by the government, thanks to laws, the activities of security agencies, and also our courts. So because it's like the freedom of speech is under the threat, under threat in Nigeria, because some journalists who have expressed themselves, who have tried to investigate or try to dig out things that the government doesn't want to, are kept behind bars, thereby somehow trying to put fears in the minds of the people that want to take up that work. But by and large, that watchdog role of the media as enshrined in section 22 of the Nigerian Constitution has not failed. They are still keeping it up. But because of some things, because of some laws, some policies of the government, and the activity of law enforcement agencies, that's not how it is being watered down a little. But but now they are still, as a journalist, I would say that that work is still being done.
Well, some people have also argued that instead of being really the watchdog of democracy, they are really becoming the lapdog of political interests. But the next question I'd like to ask you is that so much is being demanded from journalists, and that's why they are called the fourth estate of the realm. But do you think that the government, the society, that they are doing enough to support the media to be able to do their work?
Thank you for that question. Um, the journalists in Nigeria are kind of uh, how do I describe them? They are kind of endangered species. Yes, endangered species. Because the society, the government, they need a lot from you. They look up to you. Now they tell us that we are the fourth estate of the rain. Yes, but the question is this: how far has the government, how far has the people protected the journalists? Because it seems that both society and the government and anybody, they try to use journalists at the time when it's at their own convenience. They will use journalists. It is not a question of whether they have stopped being a watchdog and being a lead dog or another thing. The question is this journalist in Nigeria has become a dangerous species. A dangerous species in the sense that sometimes you carry out your legitimate activity as a journalist, so that the government agency will come to you and say that you are trying to blackmail the government, you are trying to sabotage the government, and it will surprise you. It will be a shock to you that the same people you are fighting for will still be the one to say crucify him. So at that, now when you find yourself at that situation, you find out you try to keep your head afloat, because I remember what I was told in the training I went to, that you as a journalist try and report the story. Don't allow them to report you. Meaning that you have to be alive to report. You have to be alive to be a watchdog. You have to be alive to do every other, to both investigate and other things. But it's heartbreaking that sometimes the people you are being this for, because the work of the journalist is trying to be a hold government accountable on behalf of the people. Now, people, I don't know whether people don't understand that journalists hold government accountable on their behalf, because the way sometimes the way they criticize journalists, they say that journalists is bad, journalists is bad, journalists are corrupt, journalists is this. Sometimes it is the government that will sponsor them to say to crucify to crucify. But what I know is that whenever they have problems, they do run back to journalists, because it is still journalists that it is still their voice that the government hears. Because sometimes journalists, aside writing, aside trying to report, also it's also a voice to the voiceless, especially in society. It's a voice of the downtrodden, and we have not. I think people have not yet forgotten, because if they have forgotten, they won't be running to journalists. Now you find that people that today somebody will be prosecuting the journalist today, tomorrow they will run back to that journalist and say, "Please, I need your help." So meaning that he still recognize
let
that,
me
that
take
for the
you
time,
away.
you know, the interest.
Let me take you away from that direction, because I think you've substantially made your point about how they throw us away today and then tomorrow they are looking for our face and looking for our help. Let me end our conversation by asking you, are you among the journalists or the traditional journalists who feel that the social media has eroded, our responsibilities of setting agenda, and that they've also eroded our advertising, a portion of our advertising, and that they've also put us under pressure, that some journalists now, in pursuit of breaking news, make mistakes because they're trying to break the news before people in the social media? Are you among those journalists that are saying that, look, these guys are eroding our space?
So over the time, this discussion has been on for many years. The world we understand is dynamic. Dynamism is what makes the world life what it is. Social media has come. Before now, people were predicting, saying that social media will see to the end of conventional media, which is newspaper, television, and all those and those. But it has not happened. To me, it's social media has come to help the work. Now, if I may ask, now yes, we may say that now somehow the ethics of journalism that we used to know is being eroded by social media, because social media has made it possible for every person to be a journalist. Once you have your Android phone and you can snap, they call themselves a journalist, but they are not journalists. We know they are not journalists. What social media has done somehow is that those ethics, those things that we need, like sometimes you go to social media, you see person snapping the picture, putting a picture of a dead man on social media. To me, you and me know that it's unethical to do that. Yes, but also let us look at the positive side of social media. Social media has made it possible for us that know that sometimes when something that is happening in far away Rome, in far away US, or even in Abuja, it is social, sometimes they try to bring your attention to it. They try to bring attention to not to it. However, it has not eroded completely, because I can still tell you that even when people see any information on social media, sometimes they will run to conventional media to fact check. So it's okay, okay, I saw this on social media, because what social media has already done is somehow it has make increase the rate of fake news. Okay, but however, that is also where the conventional news media is having an edge over them, because the conventional news, radio, the newspaper, they don't carry fake news. They try to make sure that all the stories they carry is verified. On the aspect of revenue, I don't think they have really. I don't think, because people still advertise on social media, people still advertise on radio, people still advertise on television, people still advertise. So the only thing is that I'm as a journalist, what I see them as trying to bring them together. And when you look at it, so many, I work with a radio station, and what we have done is try to leverage on the advantage of social media. Okay, because you know that some of your clients are not here, so you need to leverage on social media and other internet platforms to market yourself, to put yourself out there. So to me, I don't think that it has really affected revenue. But if you talk of in terms of ethics of journalism, then on that aspect, I would say yes, that it has. And let me conclude by saying that because of this social media freak that people have today, you find people not trying to be humanity. But sometimes you see a thing where accident happens. Instead of people trying to assist, what everybody is trying to is just to the person that will first of all break the news. And sometimes people have a request to break the news. Some people have broken their head or have
Thank
their head
you.
broken.
Thank you, Izuchukwu. Thank you so much for your insights. It's a debate that continues about whether the media is doing what it should do or whether the media is shaking it in its duties. Thank you again, Izuchukwu Opueke, for joining us tonight.
Signature TV, news in your pocket.